kind of in the middle, and Raziel's kind of hovering there in the middle as well. Since Infinity lost those roaches, he's going to be hurting. Looks like they're going to do a combined push here on the expansion. We're going to see all the forces kind of grouping into one here. We've got Zerglings kind of trying to get a surround on these Stalkers, but that's not going to be enough. It's definitely not going to be enough. These Hydras are not going to do enough damage to these Immortals, and we've got a bunch of Marines and Marauders doing damage here to the Marines. The Banshees are cloaked, but we do have observers overhead. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough anti-air to take those out with his army. His Zealots did manage to take down the expansion, so not a complete loss. If we take a look at the army tab now, we definitely see Raziel in the lead with the army. Looking at units lost, definitely Hotshot in the worst case scenario, followed by Infinity. Looking at the income tab, fairly close across the board for Harvesters. The income, I guess the players are matched. The two Terrans are matched up pretty close, and the Protoss and Zerg are matched up pretty close as well. Let's get rid of that and see if these guys are both going to get their expansions back up and running. Yes, they are. Meanwhile, the Hotshot Protoss is getting his expansion as well, getting a couple more gateways. Like I've said before, you can efficiently produce off of 4 warp gates per expansion, with a Robo Bay as well, popping out a extra unit here and there. Hotshot is definitely going to get his Robotics Bay up, looking like he's going to go to Colossus. We'll check back later to see if he's going to get that Thermal Lance upgrade for the range. Takes the range from 6 to 9. We've got the left team here trying to develop some map control. We've got an Overseer pooping a Changeling. Let's see if that gets any scouting in. It looks like Raziel's going to develop a command center here in the middle at the high yield. This high yield is on low ground, so it is tougher to defend, but we'll see if it has any effect. This Marine here of Infinities from the Changeling going to go right up into the base and see what's producing. I don't know how really effective that is, as they could just scan. He's going to have 3 orbital commands unless he morphs this into a planetary fortress, but we'll see. And we've got this Changeling here still going to last for quite a while here. Sitting in the base, Mildo does not see that. Coming out of these barracks with tech labs, we still got more Marines. Marines all around for anti-air. We've got a Thor. Thor is here! That is awesome. I love Thors. I have not casted a game with a Thor yet, I don't think, but they are pretty sweet. So we've got our Thor popping out here, Mildo. They've got the 250mm strike cannons. Costs 100 energy and fires at a single unit or structure. We've got 2 Thors out now, and deals 500 damage over 6 seconds. So a fairly strong army. We've got some SCVs on auto repair following up with these Thors. It looks like we've got a sensor tower up by Raziel. That's actually a good call. Not a lot of Terrans will utilize this, but sensor tower here in a forward base where they are trying to develop an expansion, it really lets you know when they're pushing in. Like right now, if we look at Raziel, he can see all these units popping in. Even on the mini-map, he can see everything. Take that away, and it, I mean, without that, you have no idea it's coming. Fortunately, with this sensor tower, they can see everything. They don't see what unit is coming, but they do see how many, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Raziel does do a scan here to see what's going on. Tanks are sieging up. We've got a fairly strong army trying to push in. These 3 Banshees aren't going to be able to do enough against these 2 Thors, and the Thors do extra damage versus light. And thankfully for Mildo, the Banshees are light. Sorry about that little bit of a lag there. The Zerg has not captured his high yield yet, but he does have a fairly good army of Roaches and Hydralisks, almost one control group. Looking at about 19 units. Siege tank trying to get up a little further. Going to siege up, but he's already dead from the Raziel's siege tank. These Stalkers are pushing in with the Colossi. Medevac's trying to heal up Raziel's infantry. Hydralisks trying to focus down the... I'm not sure if they're focusing down the Colossus and then the Thor. The Colossus quickly backs out, but unfortunately these Cloaked Banshees do take him out. Mildo still has one Thor and another Colossus reinforcing Hotshot's army. It looks like they're going to take down this expansion. Raziel cannot siege this tank up fast enough to be able to cause enough damage. Unfortunately, they do a scan. Oh, no, fortunately for Hotshot and Mildo, they do a scan and take out the Banshees. All these SCVs are forced to long-distance mine back to their own base, and this push was definitely successful by Hotshot and Mildo. I'm not sure if they're going to see these creep tumors, but taking these out are definitely going to cause a big problem for Infinity, not being able to speed up his troops and get a good surround with the Zerglings. Looks like they're pushing in further onto the main bases here. Sorry, not main bases, natural expansions. Colossus does not have many shields left, but this Thor is full power. Is he going to use this strike cannon? Oh, I don't think so. Not many people do. Unfortunately, it does work really well. It stops the building completely. If units or buildings, it does stop. All these workers going to get taken out. I think this may be the impending doom of Infinity and the Terran Raziel. Unfortunately, he's trying to get Barracks and Factory up. He's got a few units sitting here in the middle of his base doing nothing. He does have a Raven out. Unfortunately, the Raven doesn't have Seeker Missile and doesn't have enough energy for a point defense drone either. It's going to be rather useless. They do scan up here to see this siege tank and quickly take him out. Thors do a massive 50 damage times 2 versus ground targets. With that upgrade, they do just a massive number of damage. Unfortunately, nothing can really stand up against that. The Hydralisks are trying to take it out. Unfortunately, they're forced to back up with these siege tanks of Mildos. These 3 Colossi now. Lots of Stalkers. Zealots charging around trying to hit something. This is going to be GG. Raziel goes GG, guys, and leaves the game. Infinity also GG's. Very good game by Mildo and Hotshot. Thanks for sending me that replay. I'd like to keep casting your games. I'll be doing a couple more here tonight, so see you guys later.